What's up, Sportscast? Welcome to the Sports and Stuff show, the Kings of Sports. I'm Adam.
And I'm Carter.
And let's get right into it. First off, today we were going to have a special guest, but we pushed it back to next week. So next Monday, when we record, which will be released on Wednesday, we'll have a special guest. Should be exciting. We already have all the games and stuff planned out for that, but should be really fun. I think that's all we have for updates. Yeah. Okay, awesome. First topic, Boise State football. Did you watch the game?
Yes, I did watch the game, unfortunately.
Man.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
You know, it's kind of crazy because, okay, I had this with the basketball team. No disrespect to the women's basketball team, but some of the games I got very bored at because it was just some games were really hard to watch. And I felt like that during this game.
At least terrible. For the very first part. It was so hard to watch.
The second half of the game, it was a little bit better, but the first half, bad.
Yeah, it was really rough.
All
around.
It started off at first like horrible because, Hank threw 2 interceptions, and then he had the strip sack. And at that point, we were like, oh, what are we going to do?
Yep.
And, man, okay, I'm just saying, I am 2 for 2 on my predictions before the season started already.
I don't even know what they were.
My first one that I posted on Twitter, I was like saying how, although I love Hank, Taylor Green's going to be named the starter some point in the season. I literally said that.
He hasn't started a game yet.
He's going to start. There's no way. We'll
see.
get into that.
We'll see.
But I'm just saying, I got that one. And then I also got Boise State's acting like they're going to do well, but they're going to underperform just to sell tickets. Looks like that so far. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean...
If you look on Twitter, everyone's so mad because everyone's...
How could you not be?
Everyone's like... I felt like I got blindsided by the team because they kept on saying how good we are, how good we're performing and everything, and then all of a sudden we go out there and completely
the conference is
look like
weak
trash.
This year. We really should run away with it.
Yeah, and then...
especially the division.
And I think it was... And then the defense, too. Everyone was hyping up the defense because our defense was supposed to look really good.
Defense played good. I know they gave up 34, but I don't think it's their fault. They played good.
It's their fault that they let up a 47 and a 27 and a 47-yard run. That's their fault. It's 100% their fault.
They didn't play great, but they played good. They were fine.
Oh, no. I mean, if you let up those plays...
Hank fumbles the ball all over himself inside their own 5, and they don't even give up a touchdown. They give up a field goal.
Yeah, but then they let up a 47-yard run.
What do you? They had to
deal with third down.
They had to deal with coming onto the field every 2 minutes with this turnovers.
Was after Taylor scored, and then we were within 10 points, and then the defense just needed one stop so we could get ahead.
They did not need one stop. They needed like 2 or 3 more.
We were at, I think it was.
We never got it back. We never got it back to one possession.
It was 27-17, I think, and then. Our defense just needed one stop. It was third down. It was very close. And then all of a sudden, we let up a 40-yard rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
That's their fault. That's the defense's fault.
If the offense played well, we would have won. Defense played well enough to win the game. If the offense played
You expect us to score 40 points in a game
if the offense played better, we wouldn't have given up 34.
Yeah, if the defense...
They didn't turn it over 3 times right in the beginning of the game, you don't give up those 17 points.
I feel like it... 100%.
Those 3 turnovers led to 17 points. You can't put that all on the defense.
Yeah, but then that's still an issue if they're letting up 40 and 50-yard touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great.
It's 100%. Just the whole team played really bad. The only player that I feel like played decent, I wouldn't say decent, I would say a little bit better than decent, was Taylor Green.
I don't know, man.
I think he did a really good job just for going in because he had no expectations.
For the situation, yes, he played well.
Yeah.
But if he plays like that every week, we're not going to be a very good team.
I'm willing to bet he's going to play better because he did not have any
he couldn't throw in that game.
Dude, he threw actually pretty well.
No. I don't know what you were watching.
He threw pretty well.
He ran well. He ran very well.
He had 7 consecutive completions after his first 2 incompletions.
Bro.
And then
the one deep ball he threw that was completed was way underthrown into double coverage.
That was lucky.
It was terrible.
That was lucky.
And his other 2 best throws were just pass interferences.
And I think there was a couple plays where he threw it pretty well, and then receiver just didn't make a good play on it, and then it was a drop.
I don't know, man. Every time he dropped back to throw it, I held my breath.
I think that he played pretty well,
and that's the longest throwing windup I've ever seen in my life.
I think he's going to turn out pretty good. That's what I think.
I'm not like giving up on him or anything. I'm just saying what I saw in that game is not enough to take us to where we should be.
Mm-hmm.
Hank is a better thrower of the football.
Mm-hmm.
He is. I still think Taylon's the best option, and he's a red shirt. He's got very limited action, so he needs time to catch up with the speed of the game for sure. But like the pocket presence and the delivering of throws was a little scary. He abandoned a couple clean pockets, where I was like, maybe could have stood in there. But again, for the spot he was put in, that's a really horrible situation against a team that's not bad at all. The Pac-12 played really well outside of a couple games this week, and I don't know. I think that he should be the guy going forward. I just hope he catches up quickly. That's all I'll say. Hank went out there playing like Khalil Shakir was still here, lobbing into double coverage and stuff. Yeah. That doesn't fly anymore. We don't have Shaq here anymore. But
and that leads like the next question is, if you're in that situation and your star quarterback does throw 2 interceptions in a
star,
your starting quarterback, okay, if he goes out there, he's like the hometown hero, goes out there, throws 2 interceptions and a fumble, do you replace them or do you just keep them and ride with them?
Yeah, it's not even like they were decent like they were horrible. He threw that one, like drag route across the middle, dude's open, skies it. And then the one in double coverage was not close. And I mean, I guess there was pressure on the fumble, but you just can't turn it over 3 times in that little amount of time. You got to go with Talon, I think.
So I've seen quite a bit of like media people at Boise be really mad with Andy about making that decision. But I feel like
how
it makes sense because
Hank did not do anything to warrant keeping him in that game, regardless of what he's done in the past. It's a what have you done for me lately type of sport. Like if you're out there playing dreadful, if you have 3 turnovers and 4 completions, yeah, you deserve to be benched.
And like that's not like not like out of the blue for sports. Even in the NFL, there's a couple games where Peyton Manning would throw like 2 or 3 interceptions and get benched.
Peyton Manning got benched like a week or 2 after setting the all-time passing yards record.
Yeah.
Like, it happens.
Like, that's just how it is. And then you kind of have to reset your mind. And then if Hank would have gone out there with, like, no, morale or no, like, self-confidence, he could have – that's danger for more, like, turnovers, which just would have been this big old spiral. I think it was the good move just to go with Talon. And it makes sense because – Boise State, like I've been saying, has been pushing for Talon and has secretly been, putting out more media about Talon, putting out more stories about Talon. So it makes sense that Talon Green that they ended up putting him in because Boise State was pushing it.
Yeah.
And my thing that I've been saying the whole time is that they wanted Talon to start from the beginning of the season, but they knew that they couldn't if the whole town was behind Hank. And this game kind of, made the whole kind of city go like, hey, we need Talon and we need Hank. Like,
it's going to be interesting to see. Like, he's an athlete, man. That long run was incredible. He beat everybody. He's fast.
Yeah.
I think that the windup is long for sure, which can be an issue. But against Mountain West opponents, it's not the biggest deal. I mean, I feel like that's a bigger deal in the NFL where the defenders are more aware, like the defensive lineman, to jump up and bat it down. You saw that with Trey Lance last year. I don't think that's as much of an issue, but like being comfortable and delivering a good ball, like that's something we need to see more of. And we have 2 easy games the next 2 weeks for him to be more comfortable going into conference play. So hopefully he gets a couple wins and some good throws under his belt, and then we're rolling. But yeah, I think it's got to be him.
What do you think about the rest of the season so far, though?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, it's 1 game. It was really discouraging for sure, and neither side of the ball and special teams even wasn't good. But I don't know. It's 1 game. Like, you never know what can happen. Like I said, should be 2 guaranteed wins the next 2 weeks, and a couple wins and some like good stat lines and stuff could do wonders for Talen's confidence, especially.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the whole season rides on quarterback, but it's going to be a big part of it.
Yeah.
I trust the defense still. I do. I think that they're going to step up. I think that special teams will bounce back for sure. Offense is my concern. Even deeper than quarterback, it's the play calling.
Mm-hmm.
The play calling was dreadful. Like, dude, how many times are we going to shotgun handoff up the middle on 2nd and 3rd and long?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Maybe that's just me, but I think that the play calling needs a complete revamp. Whoever's doing it, there needs to be a switch.
I've been saying this since day one of last year. We need Tim Plow out of there. I'm sorry, Tim Plow.
100%.
I told you after the UCF game, I was
just not
mad.
working.
He was running those exact same plays on third and like 17 against UCF.
All year last year, it would be first down incompletion, 2-yard run on 2nd down.
And then afterwards, we'd try to run it again when it was 3rd and long. And like you said,
like there was one point we were down. I think it was 14-0 at this point, and yeah, you're inside your own 10, but then you run on 2nd and 3rd and long. Like you're not even trying.
And then we would like punt after we're already down like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And it's like the 3rd quarter, and it's like no, you just go for it at that point because if you punt it away, you're still not really going to do much. And the defense hasn't been playing lights out, so I mean. There's not even an opportunity there.
Defense is just on the field so much early in the game. Like, yeah,
it's ridiculous.
You can't expect them to not give up points there. You got to play complementary football.
Mm-hmm.
The defense forced 3 turnovers, and the offense did not do enough with that.
The defense should have also. I mean, sorry, but Caleb Biggers on the very first Oregon State drive, he literally got toasted. Should have been a touchdown. The drop, and then he was going. Wagging his finger.
Did he really?
I'm like, dude, you didn't do nothing.
You got cooked. That was a good throw. Dude, their quarterback looked good.
He was slinging it.
Like the failed throwaway that led to a pick, not great, but he looked good.
I was like, what is he doing there? That was weird.
That was a fumble, by the way. When he like pump faked and lost the ball.
Yeah, I thought that.
How can you say it's a throw if he's clearly faking it? Like that had to be a fumble.
That was kind of like the tuck rule thing.
I think that was a big turning point because they scored on that drive. I think they got a field goal out of it.
Yeah,
or maybe a touchdown. They scored on that drive, and I think that was a big turning point.
He literally, it was like a tuck rule thing where he was trying to tuck it in, and then he lost the football.
Yeah.
Like, that's not I mean, he did put his arm forward, but he was already at this point where it was like he was about to tuck it, and then he dropped it. Like,
and that's not a thing anymore. So.
I thought they were going to keep it as is because it took that long.
Yeah, they called it on the field and took forever. I cannot believe they overturned that.
Yeah, it was so strange. I was a little confused by that, but...
Yeah, but anyway.
I think for the rest of the year, I don't know. Like last year with UCF, everyone's like, oh, we're going to suck after we lost that game, which we did decent. I mean...
We played a lot better against UCF, though.
Yeah, like, I think
that's
very
also
hard to tell.
tougher.
Too hard to tell. It's just one game. We didn't play well, and every team does have a horrible... Like, even last year for the NFL, the Packers played horrible against I think it was the Saints.
Most teams have a bad game.
Yeah, they have a bad game. And it's better to get that bad game out in the first game of the year rather than, like, one of...
You just got to hope that it's out, right?
Yeah, you know. And then you could go on
because last year, UCF wasn't our bad game.
Yeah.
It was Air Force.
And then,
or even Nevada.
Yeah. And, like, and that's also helps for rankings because if you get a loss at the beginning of the year and then go on a run, then that means you're probably going to get better rankings than going on, like, getting a ton of wins but then losing, like, near the end of the year because that's when they kind of...
Yeah.
They forget about it. So
no, we'll have to see. It'll be interesting. It's a long season, but
mm-hmm. But man, on to So yes, we're back with the hot take. No, not was it? No, it was. We called it hot take trivia, but we changed it. It's trivia. What we have now is this wheel. It's great. It says spin to win, but we're not winning with any of these. So what we have here is the sign of shame. I'm talking way too close to the mic. Sign of shame right here. We got Bean Boozle. If you're not familiar with that, it's like the horrible bean bags. That's probably the best one here. And you get punched. We have boxing gloves. And then we sign of shame. And then we have the shock tato, which I do not want to get this one. I don't want it.
All right.
It's going to be bad.
I didn't look.
All right.
Basketball.
Basketball too. Okay.
Okay. Which player holds the record for most rebounds in their first college game ever, grabbing 31? Walt Dukes, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, or Bill Chambers?
I'm thinking Bill Russell. Is it Bill Russell?
It's Wilt.
I was about to say Wilt. Oh, no.
Let's go.
Great.
All right.
Okay.
Give me one.
Which player hit at least one 3-point field goal in 38 consecutive games, setting a single-season NCAA record? Steve Novak, Corey Bradford, Steve Kerr, or Steph Curry?
Oh, I thought it was JJ Redick.
I mean, you could put a JJ Redick. Novak. Steve Kerr.
Ah,
Yes. Let's go.
Dang
okay,
it.
we're
So does that just
1-1.
cancel
it just
out?
cancels out.
all right.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking we could tally up the points at the end. And
Okay,
then we
just
can
do one.
spin, Just
Yeah.
do one.
All right.
So
Well,
we don't have to do it every
On
other
to
time,
college
but-
football outside of the state of Idaho. The College Football Playoff Committee decided on an expansion, which is amazing. They're expanding to 12 teams. They want to get it done by 2026 or sooner. And I saw somewhere that the top 6 are like the top 6 conference winners. So it'll be the Power 5 and then the best conference winner in the group of 5, which, hello, like that could be us. And then the next 6 teams are just the 6 best teams that weren't conference winners. And I think the first 2 rounds are on campus, and then it goes to neutral locations. This is great. Like, I don't know how this could be a bad thing in anyone's eyes. We get 12 teams now. You're going to have a group of 5 team with a shot every year. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited about this.
I think, everyone knew that the college playoff needed to be expanded. I think 4 teams is like kind of rough. And the whole thing too with the media is that sometimes I feel like some really good teams kind of just slip right outside. And I feel like they deserve a shot at least.
There's usually a pretty clear gap. Like, I think they usually pick the 4 best teams, but it would be fun to give others a shot because there are going to be upsets. I think the best team has really won every year of the college football playoffs so far. Other than the first year, I think that Oregon was probably the best team. But regardless, I think that it's going to be fun to give outside teams a shot. Like, you're going to have like the 10th ranked team getting a shot, which has never happened before.
Yeah.
Like Oklahoma State last year, I would have loved to see them in the playoff.
Exactly, me too.
They're 1 inch from it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think this is a really good option, and this does beg the question. So, like, the the group of 5 teams that are like trying to get out, do they stay in at least to try to get to the playoff spot?
I mean, the ones heading to
they're
the Big
already-
12 are already going to go to the Big 12. Like, that's done. But, like, for a Boise State, I don't know.
Yeah, like does Boise State want to stay in the Mountain West
If
now
you just
because of
win
that
the
spot
Mountain, if you win the Mountain West,
every time, like that's going to be an opportunity.
you have a really good shot at it. Yeah.
So I don't really know. I still think Boise State wants out of the Mountain West, but I don't think they're probably going to get it. I don't think realistically they're going to try, but I don't know.
Probably not before this goes into place.
Yeah.
But
it'll be interesting though.
Yeah, Oregon and Georgia played. Number 3 Georgia versus number 11 Oregon. They played in Atlanta, I believe it was. Yeah, that was bad. That was not close.
Yep.
It was 49-3. Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough.
So Georgia is still here. They lost an unbelievable amount of talent to the NFL, and they still are here. So adjust accordingly.
Stetson Bennett looked way
looked
better this
awesome.
year
He looked
rather
awesome.
than last year. Like last year, he looked very nervous. I feel like at some points.
Yeah.
This point, he looked like he was ready. He just torched up Oregon.
Bo
I thought it
Nix
was
is
gonna be
still Bo
close.
Nix.
Yeah. I was kind of a fool thinking that Oregon, Bo Nix is going to do better.
I did
But-
too.
Man, that was rough. He threw 2 interceptions. One was bad. It was like on a screen, like a fake bubble. And
Georgia's
then
really fun
he
to
just
watch,
forced
man.
it. I was like, It was rough, and Georgia just absolutely obliterated on
I
all
just
sides.
can't believe how much talent they lost to still do that.
I
It's
know.
unreal.
The offense, defense, everything. They said they had like a little graphic where it was
What's
all
their tight end's name? Brock
yeah.
Bowers, right?
I don't remember.
I think that's his name. Dude, he is
Dude,
unbelievable.
I was about to say,
He might
isn't
be
he
a
like 6'7"?
he should be a first-round pick as a tight end.
Yeah, like, what was it? There was like a graphic, and it was all their tight ends, and it was like they're all top 5 in the nation when they
Yeah.
got picked. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, they have like some of them were number 1, and I'm like, wow, just save some tight ends for everyone else. But
Seriously.
it was crazy. They were good everywhere. I don't think there was really one spot that they sucked, and they just let
I
up
mean,
3
not in
points
that
to
game.
yeah, like they let up only 3 points to Oregon, which Oregon isn't as bad as it looked.
This game is going to look even crazier over the next few weeks as
Yeah.
Oregon is probably going to dominate some people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to look even crazier that Georgia did this.
Yeah, because like 3 points, and Oregon was ranked 11th. Like,
And
it
I
wasn't
think
like they
that
were-
I don't think that's a stretch either.
yeah,
I
I
think
don't-
they're top 15.
it was
They'll probably be dropped
crazy.
out now, but we'll
Yeah.
see. Yeah, Utah went down to the swamp. Florida, bro. I wish I was there. But
Man.
Utah went down to the swamp, ranked number 7 against unranked Florida, and lost. That game was awesome. Anthony Richardson, you heard it here first. Maybe not first, but you're hearing it here now. Anthony Richardson is going to win the Heisman. Okay, it's out there. We are playing that clip back when it happens, and I'm going to look really smart.
Okay, sounds good.
If it doesn't, we'll just pretend like this didn't happen.
Yeah, it would just like fall behind.
Either way, the swamp was electric. It's like my favorite college football environment. It was so loud. The game was back and forth. It was really good. And Florida pulled it out with a goal line interception at the end there. They were up 3. And Utah drove all the way down the field, and they were like inside the 10, and he threw a pick. How do you turn the ball over there? You have overtime guaranteed.
Dude, Rising straight up pulled a Russ right there.
That was bad.
He pulled a Russ.
It was bad.
I was so confused. I was like, wait, what? I thought Utah was going to win there. I 100% thought they were going to score a touchdown. I did not think Florida was going to
Yeah.
pull it out, but
Florida's
man, I was-
nice, man. They're definitely going to be ranked after this.
Literally, okay.
Utah's going to be dropped, but it'll probably still be ranked.
ESPN, Utah definitely. Wait, what is Utah? Aren't they like 7?
They were 7.
They're going to be probably like 12. They're not going to drop out of the top 25. 100%.
It's been too long, man. I forgot when they do that. When
It's-
they make the
yeah.
rankings.
It's I don't know. It was. I think Florida's probably going to get ranked. I'm assuming. Maybe like 25.
Yeah, they've got to be.
Yeah, like I don't know if they're going to get ranked highly, but I think they're probably going to get ranked.
And they deserve it.
Yeah. And it was a crazy game. It was
I think it's Tuesdays it comes out.
I felt like Utah normally it was an off game because they're all so like they weren't used to the heat and everything, and you could tell at the beginning of the game they were like gassed because they weren't ready for the heat, and it was crazy. It was so stupid because ESPN, they showed this one dude and he threw up, but they didn't realize that he threw
Yeah.
up. They were like, "What is he doing?"
Yeah.
And then they recorded him for like 3 more times that he threw up, and I'm like, "What are you doing, ESPN?" Oh my! Do you see that?
Yeah.
Dude, that was
Yeah.
that
So,
was so awkward. I'm
look for Florida, man. They're going to be really good.
like,
And
man,
AR-15, Heisman candidate. We'll see.
man.
LSU and Florida State. That was last night. The only game yesterday. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Like LSU with their comeback, and then to score that on the last play of the game, and then the extra point was blocked.
dude. And then
Insane.
the whole
and then
thing,
it
too-
almost went in.
I know
It hit off the or the crossbar. It almost still went in.
And then even before that, they literally had a muffed punt that got it to the
Yeah.
2-yard line where Florida State was right there, fumbles.
Yeah.
LSU gets it, drives the whole field,
Dude, they went
scores.
99 yards in a minute 20.
Yeah, and then they had
A
1
minute-
second left,
And it's
scores
not
a touchdown.
and it was 11 plays. 11 plays, 99 yards in a minute 20. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was crazy.
For nothing.
And then
For
they
nothing.
they blocked the kick. That was crazy.
I can't believe
Crazy
that.
ending. It was ridiculous.
How do you let a guy up the middle block the kick in that situation?
That was bad.
That was
And
bad.
everyone just expected to go
Brian Kelly
overtime.
starting with a loss doesn't. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But
You already know how
yeah,
Carter thinks about Brian Kelly.
not a
by
big
last
Brian
year.
Kelly guy over
Yeah.
here, and you shouldn't be either.
Man, remember when he did like the accent or whatever?
Yeah, he's the worst. But
That was crazy.
instead of this, I think we should talk about UNC versus App State.
Yeah, we can do that.
Did you watch that game?
I saw a little bit. I
Oh
saw
my
the by the end.
gosh, that was maybe the best college football game I've ever watched.
Uh-huh.
It's up there. Like, I want to say it was 65-63.
It was crazy.
App State scored 40 points in the fourth
In the
quarter.
fourth quarter, I know.
40 and lost.
Dude, and then the
Dude.
onside kick where their whole line got
So
cooked.
they've already
pancaked.
scored like 20. I'm stupid. 28 at this point in the fourth quarter. They drive all the way down the field, score a touchdown. They're down 1, and they go for 2. Reasonable. And then the dude's wide open. He's wide open, and the quarterback lobs it to him. He starts backpedaling and misses the ball.
That's exactly what happened last year.
So they're down 1.
To the Ravens or whatever.
Yeah, and you're thinking it's over. You're thinking like, oh, they're gonna kneel it out, whatever. They onside. The guy recovers it and houses it. He housed the touchdown, which cool, good for you. You scored, but now it's a 1-possession game and they get the ball back. And they get the ball back and they march all the way back down the field and score again, go for 2 again, and miss it again. It was unbelievable. The highlight video is probably a half hour long, and it's worth every second. But
Dude, literally, but on that onside kick, App State's whole kicking team got pancaked. It looked like just a straight up strike in bowling. They all
but
went
really,
down like
that's
bowling
best case
pins.
scenario for them.
I know.
If they
did that on purpose.
if he gets the ball and lays down, the game's over right there.
Yeah.
So
Like,
they might have let him score.
That's funny.
No, one guy
But
chased him.
They got pancaked.
But
they
yeah.
got like, I don't know if they'd want to be that humiliated on camera, but that's
Is what it is. Yeah, college football is back in a big way. On to some NFL prop bets.
card.
Not yet.
Oof.
I
All right.
will never,
Seen on screen.
ever remember. Baseball.
All right. I don't know. You want me to say the first question? Because you said
Yeah,
last
you
time.
go ahead.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. That's gonna be a little hard one. Okay. Which was the first video game to use real NFL stars and teams as part of the play experience? Tecmo Super Bowl, Madden NFL, Real Sports Football.
Tecmo.
Oh dang it! I thought I was
Dude,
gonna-
me and my dad used
I
to
was gonna
play
trip it
that on like the original Nintendo. We would play Tecmo Bowl all the time, and Bo Jackson was a cheat code.
That's literally the only thing
code.
that everyone remembers about that game.
Oh, I remember a lot about that game.
Did
I
you
just
see the,
remember picking the Raiders, and my dad would be like, "No, the game doesn't count."
Did you see the one clip of Family Guy where he's just running
Yeah.
back the whole
Yeah.
game?
It's true. He was
It
that
so
good.
funny.
Okay. Which slugger struck out a record 2,597 times, ending his career with more strikeouts than hits? Mike Schmidt, A-Rod, Sammy Sosa, or Reggie Jackson?
This is a hard one. I think it's Sammy Sosa, is it?
Reggie Jackson.
Damn it!
And I am up 1.
No.
Let's go. Shock potato,
That was a hard one. That was a hard one, if I'm going to be honest. I was thinking
Yeah,
Alex
it was pretty
Rodriguez.
tough, but
I was
the other ones
thinking
were just
A-Rod.
so stupidly easy.
I mean,
How many outs are in a 9-inning game?
oh, that's hard. That's hard.
Yeah. Who is Mr. November? I wonder.
Should have gave me that one.
Yeah. All right. Now on to NFL prop bets.
Yeah.
So you want to click this link and we're picking someone
Yeah.
here?
Okay.
So for most NFL passing touchdowns, that's tough because Justin Herbert is the slight favorite above Allen, who is slightly favored above Brady, and then there's a bit of a gap between those 3 and the rest.
Yeah.
And those 3 do seem like the most likely, but it's kind of fun to pick someone that's a dark horse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Deshaun Watson is anywhere near the top of this list. He's out for 11 games.
In like what the next 6 games, he's gonna throw like 50 touchdowns.
Right. Dude, where's Trey Lance? Come on.
There's no way Trey Lance.
Okay, but the same odds as Drew Lock and Geno? Get out.
10,000.
Jacoby Brissett has better odds than Trey Lance
That's
to throw
great.
the most touchdowns. Get out of here. Come on.
Man.
Anyway,
Yeah, because they're starting Jimmy.
shut up.
Does Jimmy have the exact same stats? Oh, he has fit. Okay.
Okay,
I was
good.
about to say, that would be so
Same as
funny.
Pickett.
Man.
Okay, I'm looking at value-wise. I really like Dak Prescott at plus 1,400.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Burrow's going to throw as many touchdowns this year.
I was about to say Burrow. I was thinking maybe.
Jameis at plus 4,000. I don't think he will, but he's done it before, and that's a really good odds.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, I'm going to pick three. I'm going to pick Dak. I'm going to pick Jameis, and I'm going to take an obvious one. I'm going to take Allen.
Yeah. I was going to take Allen. I'll
Okay,
take Stafford.
You can have Allen. I'll take Herbert.
I'll take Allen, Stafford, and I don't know. I think I'm torn between Russ and Carr. I think Russell Wilson's gonna have a good season this year.
I think he's going to have a good season, but I think Carr's going to throw more touchdowns, personally.
I feel that. So I said Allen, Stafford, and Wilson. Okay. I'll go with that.
I think the
Awesome.
Broncos are going to finish a lot of their possessions with runs. They got a really good running back.
Yeah,
duo,
that's
but
true.
We will see. It's going to be fun to look back at these at the end of the year and,
Yeah, and see how well we did.
what we got right, if anything.
Okay, most season interceptions thrown.
This is an interesting one.
This one's a good one. So the top four here are second-year players. The only one that isn't in here is
Lance. Let's go.
I know. And then, am I missing one?
Mac
Jones. Okay, yeah.
and Lance and Mac have the same odds. So Zach Wilson is the favorite to lead in interceptions, but he's probably going to miss some games, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. Davis Mills, I feel like, took decent care of the ball. I don't think he should be this high. Jameis last year was taking care of the ball. I don't think he should be up here.
Oh, I think Jameis.
Daniel Jones would be a good bet, but I think he might. If he's on that track, he's going to get benched.
That's what I'm thinking about
That's a tough thing with this one.
with Mayfield.
You could be in the
Tua?
lead and you could get
Yeah.
benched.
Like Mayfield, Tua, and Tannehill. I think those are all in the hot seat to where if they throw a ton of interceptions, they're not going to get started.
I don't
I
think
think that-
Baker's going to get benched.
That's
I don't.
the safest one is I think Baker because I think
Baker's
Sam
a good
Darnold's
bet.
injured. I don't know how long he's going to be injured for, so I don't
He's
know.
also bad at football.
Yeah. And so that's the thing is that they go to Darnold and then Darnold doesn't do any better. They're just going to go back to Baker.
Okay, let's just do two here. I'm going to
Yeah.
take Justin Fields,
Mhm.
and I'm going to take Ryan Tannehill because I don't think that they're going to be ready to pull the trigger on Malik Willis yet, and I think Ryan Tannehill's going to throw a lot of picks.
I think Baker Mayfield. I think that's
Solid.
I think I'm going to go that. And then I think I'm going to go with a little bit lower odds. I think I'm going to go Tua.
Okay.
I think that's
Solid.
what I'm going to go with.
That's
Okay.
Wentz all the way down here is not bad, actually.
Yeah, that's actually I didn't even think about Wentz.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
Wentz?
He should not be that low.
Yeah, but then I think they're probably
Although
gonna start-
Howell has looked good.
Yeah, and then they also have I forgot his name.
I feel like
Heineke,
Wentz just has a short leash in general right now, so
Yeah.
he might be yanked. Which, yeah,
I don't know.
that's a tough thing
We'll
to
see.
predict. But
Okay.
okay, and you threw some in here. So
Mhm.
Ryan Tannehill passing yards over under 3,600.5. I am gonna take over.
Mhm.
I think he plays all season, and 3,617 games is not that much. So I'm gonna take over. I don't feel good about it, but I'm gonna take it.
I'm gonna go with the under because I think my prediction is I think they're gonna start Malik Willis some point in this season.
And that would do it.
I think and then you probably not get it. And yeah, I mean, I probably don't think he's gonna get that. Even if he does start, I could see him getting like 3,500.
It's possible. It's just 17 games is a lot.
Yeah,
We'll see.
man.
Lamar
Lamar Jackson.
Jackson, over under 6.5 rushing touchdowns.
As if he plays. He hasn't got his contract signed yet.
Yeah, he's going to play.
Man.
This is a tough one. I actually have no idea. I'm going to go over.
It seems like
I
you
don't feel
have to
great
go
about
over.
it, but I'm going to go over.
I want to go over too.
If you take the under and he runs for like 10 touchdowns, you're going to feel really stupid because
Yeah.
it's Lamar Jackson.
Exactly.
But I don't know. That's a good line right there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Elijah Mitchell, 924.5 yards rushing. I'm going to take the under. I think that this is going to be a big committee again. I hope it's not. I hope Elijah Mitchell dominates the backfield because he's really good. But I think it's going to be a committee. I see him sitting. He's probably going to lead the team, but probably sit like 850, something like that. So I'll take under.
I was about to say under, but I think I'm going to go over. I think I'm going to
Okay.
go over. And
I think
they're going to rely pretty heavily on the run game this year.
Oh, for sure.
Especially.
Yeah.
So I think that gives them a good shot. So, yeah, I'll just go over with that one.
Treylon Burks, 57.5 receptions. I am hammering the under.
Seriously?
Way under.
I think he's going to get over. I think he's probably going to get over there.
I know he's in a situation where he could get a lot of targets. I just don't believe in him this year at all. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think Robert Woods is going to have a really good year, though. And I think people are sleeping on that. Sky Moore, 680.5 yards.
I don't really trust Sky Moore, if I'm going to be honest. I didn't really like him.
So I trust Juju. I think Juju's going to have a good year. And I think one of Sky Moore and MVS is going to have a good year. I don't think both will, but I think one of them is. And I don't know which one.
I'm willing to, as a Packers fan, I think MVS is going to do it because he had really good flashes last year.
He could be nice with Patrick Mahomes.
Because he's really, that's the thing. They're both really stride heavy. They really have, big and fast strides.
Yeah.
So it makes them, deep threats. But I think MVS, he's probably going to lean onto him because he has more experience. And
yeah, I'm going to go under.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go under, too.
Okay. And will any player break the record for most rush yards in the regular season, which is 2105.5? Yes is plus 900, no is minus 5,000.
I'm going to go yes.
Really?
Yeah, I think Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's going to feed.
That's a lot of yards, man.
Derrick Henry had a ton of yards, and he probably could have beat this last year if he didn't.
But
hurt
he's
his
just
foot.
touched the ball so many times in the last few years. You wonder how long he can keep it.
Dude,
keep it up.
He's gonna. That's the thing that I keep on seeing is, no. I'll go into that later because that's another prop bet. But
I'm gonna go now.
You're gonna go now. Okay.
Yeah. Even longer odds. Any player to break the record for most scrimmage touchdowns in the regular season, which would be, they would have to hit 32.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any way. 32 touchdowns? Who's doing that? I think if I had to pick one person,
it would probably be Debo.
No, I don't think so.
If he's running and receiving.
The two picks I would have would be Eckler and Kamara.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I don't think either of them will do it. Kamara. Kamara has a chance.
But
if I could pick anyone, it would be Kamara.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
32 is
didn't
so
Kamara get
many.
suspended or something because of his whole?
No, we don't really know what's happening.
Yeah.
I think he's probably going to be suspended after this year. So I think he's good this year. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Any player? Oh, the most regular season pass yards parlayed with the most regular season receiving yards from Josh Allen and Justin Jefferson is plus 12,000, which is not bad. I think
I'm taking this.
I think Jefferson is a great bet to lead the league in receiving yards. He is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Who else could
smashing,
do it?
Yes.
Devontae.
There's also Jamar Chase.
Jamar, yeah.
Cooper Kupp.
I think it's going to be between Kupp and Jefferson.
I think Jefferson's probably going to be number one. I think Josh Allen, that could be an interesting one because it could be Herbert too.
Passing yards is so hard to predict.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
It could be Kirk.
Yeah.
For all we know.
True.
He gets a lot of yards.
I think he said something he was one of the only quarterbacks to get a certain amount of touchdowns and have 4,000 passing yards and all.
Statistically, Kirk is unbelievable.
Yeah, I
think he's better than what people say he is, but worse than the stats say.
Yeah.
He's somewhere in the middle there.
It's so strange. He's so weird, but
either way.
Don't know.
Most rushing yards in the regular season. Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry are the strong favorites, as you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
Excluding those two, is there anyone else you'd take?
Dude, probably not.
I don't think so.
I'm smashing the Derrick Henry one, though. I think there's 100%. I think Jonathan Taylor, is really good. Don't get me wrong, but Derrick Henry's a completely different beast. Let's just not forget that Derrick Henry was a number one well into his injury, and it was the second best
true.
runner, was closer to being 27th on the list than beating Derrick Henry.
When he got hurt, right?
Yeah. Like, he was gone by a mile. It was not even close, and I think Derrick Henry's, I think he's still the best running back in the league, and I think people have short-term memory and forgot about Derrick Henry because of his injury, and I think that everyone's kind of hyping into Jonathan Taylor, which, don't get me wrong, he's a really good running back.
He's incredible,
But
yeah.
Derrick Henry is the best. He's the king. He's number one.
There is one bet I would take here, and it's going to sound really stupid.
Is it Chubb?
It is Saquon Barkley. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that at first. Yeah. Barkley is at plus 3,500. Now, the odds of Barkley getting hurt again, probably high. The odds of that offense doing nothing all year, probably high. But at plus 3,500, I'm not taking anyone as low as Taylor and Henry's odds. I just wouldn't do it. And no one else, I think, really has a great shot. Barkley, man. If he still has the explosiveness he had before, I think he's primed for a big year.
Barkley was...
So
Saquon was a really...
I would throw a dart at the board on that one.
I really love Saquon. I definitely... He was probably my, number one before Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
And he kind of got injured and stuff like that, which really sucked because I really like Saquon, hence why I got the Saquon jersey. But I don't know. It's really weird because everyone kind of forgot about him. And I really, really, really hope he comes back. Not just for the sake of if we were to bet, but I really, really hope he does well because I really like him. I don't know if the Giants really needed that pick right there because
a running back at 2 is interesting, but
I mean, he at first it looked like.
But if they didn't take him, they were going to take Darnold.
Yeah.
So
it seemed like, I don't know. I think it was a pretty good pick, and Saquon did play really good. He was the leader of that team for
rookie year, yeah.
For a good part. So I don't know.
Just got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And then I lied. There's one more I would take. DeAndre Swift at plus 5,000. I don't think there's any reason DeAndre Swift should have the same odds as Devin Singletary and Breece Hall. That's absurd.
Man.
No, probably not going to do it, but I would take it just off the value.
DeAndre Swift, I don't know. I don't really like him, so. All right. I think that's all the prop bets we have, which means another card. Basketball.
Ice hockey.
Great. Because I know so much. Remember Edmonton? That still haunts me to this day.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let's see. These are tough. There's 2 stupid easy ones and 4 tough. Okay, this one's not bad. What term commonly describes the empty space between a goalie's legs? Goal bowl, 5-hole, Iceland air, or empty nest?
Can you read them again?
Goal bowl, 5-hole, Iceland air, or empty nest?
I'm leaning towards the second one or the fourth. The fourth one.
It was the second one.
Damn it!
It was 5-hole. It was 5-hole.
I'm getting ready for the shock tato.
All right. Feed me.
Great.
I could kind of ice it right here.
Okay. Which was the first player to never play in the U.S. before being selected first overall in the NBA draft? Manute Bol? I don't know if I said that right. I'm sorry. Alexandri Kirilenko, Goran Dragic, or Yao Ming?
What? Oh, I had someone in mind that was not one of those 4.
Again.
Okay, I don't think Bull was taken first, or Kirilenko. Dragic definitely wasn't taken first. Who's the last one?
Yao Ming.
I'll go Yao.
Damn it.
Yeah.
No.
Let's go. 3-1. No.
Is there even a chance
2
for
to
me
0.
to win? We have one more.
2-0.
There's no way for me to win here.
Let's go. All right. Time for some playoff predictions for the NFL. Let's go with
I just kind of thought about that. The sign, the game doesn't really work with the sign of shame because I'm only gonna have to wear. I mean, guess we could carry on to like the next segment.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but oh well.
All right. So our playoff predictions. I didn't order the division winners. Kind of just did division winners and wild card.
Yeah.
So I think that the NFC West, San Francisco, the NFC South, Tampa Bay, the NFC North, the Packers, and the NFC East goes to the Eagles. I feel pretty good about all of those. The only one I think is borderline is San Francisco. LA could obviously win that division.
Mm-hmm.
Wild cards, I have the Rams, Saints, and Cowboys. The Cowboys and Vikings was one I argued with, and there's no way you put the Giants on this list. Are you kidding me?
What do you mean?
The Cowboys and Vikings is one that I was going back and forth on. The Rams, I feel, are a lock. The Saints, I feel really good about. Cardinals, obviously, also in the conversation, but I'll give the Cowboys the edge over Minnesota and Arizona for now.
Man, I strongly disagree with the Cowboys one. I think they're definitely going to miss.
It's better than your last pick.
What do you mean?
That's so
Mine's
bad.
so legitimate.
There's a 0% chance.
I originally had the Saints on there, but then I was like, you know what? I'm wearing a Saquon jersey.
Are you being serious? Like,
Yeah.
do you actually think?
I genuinely was going to put them at that 7th seed. I genuinely...
You think the Giants are going to make the playoffs?
I think they probably can.
You think they're going to be better than the Cowboys?
I think they can make it.
Would you bet me right now that they're better than the Cowboys?
Would I bet you right now? I mean...
$10 right now, whoever has more regular season wins.
It's a rough one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but, I'm
That's
sticking
what I
by it.
thought.
I'm sticking by it.
That's what I thought.
I'm sticking by it.
But you won't take it.
Because
it's wrong.
it's...
You know it's
there's,
wrong.
There's injuries.
Oh,
we'll see how
yeah.
Saquon does.
Yeah.
Let's see how Saquon does. But yes, I ranked mine. So at the number 1, I had the Rams.
You know what? Time out. I'll make it better for you. Cowboys have more regular season wins. You give me $10. Giants have more. I'll give you $20.
Sure, I'll take that.
All right. I just made $10.
All right. Okay. I'm not even mad with that. Okay.
If the Giants outperform the Cowboys, I will be so mad.
That would be so funny. And I'm
Please-
going to play this
Please
nonstop.
stay healthy. Oh, I know. I
Okay.
know.
So for my number 1 seed, I got the Rams coming out of the NFC West. At number 2, I got the Packers. I still think Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He's done it before where he's had no names and still
He's him.
done pretty well. So I put that at number 2.
And he's back on Pat McAfee this year, so he's probably going to win MVP again.
Yeah, back to back to back. And number 3, I got the Bucks. No explanation
I
needed.
just don't think they have much competition for that.
Yeah. Number 4, I got the Eagles. I think it's pretty unanimous that the Eagles are probably going to win the division.
They should.
The Eagles look really good. And I don't know, they'd have to have some ton of injuries, or they would need like Jalen Hurts to be completely trash as well to not win the division, I feel like.
The Eagles are one of the teams that get hit with injuries every year, though,
Mhm.
to be fair.
I think
Which,
they're going to be
I
pretty
don't know
good.
why, but
I mean, they got A.J. Brown, they got Jordan Davis. Jalen Hurts looks like he's going to do really well.
Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean looks really great. Devontae Smith should do really well when paired with a huge...
Quez Watkins as a 3 is not bad.
Well, Devontae Smith was really great, but the thing is that him as a number 1 receiver is kind of hard because he's very small.
I think he's great as a 2. I think this is perfect.
Yeah, I think he's really good as,
Goddard.
when you have a big tight end or big target.
Yeah.
And then you have Goddard too. Goddard's really good. I think they could be like a dark horse for even a deep playoff run as well. So
Yeah.
I think it's there. 49ers, I put them as the 5th seed. Yeah. Vikings. I mean, 49ers have probably the best roster. Well, it's just
It's all on
question.
Lance, man.
Lance
Lance and injuries.
Lance, even if Lance is decent, we've already seen with Jimmy that
Right.
they're still making the playoffs.
He doesn't
so,
need to be great.
That's that. Vikings look really good this year. I would be surprised if they don't make the playoffs. I think they could give the Packers a run for their money, but it's Aaron Rodgers, so. And I'm a Packers fan, so that also helps.
Yeah.
And then my final seed, making it slipping through, is the New York Giants.
Jeez.
The New York Giants at number 7, beating out the Cowboys, beating out Washington, beating out the Saints,
Cardinals.
and making that 7th seed. Daniel Jones all the way.
We will see how that ages.
Yeah.
All right, on to the AFC. I'm not in an order. I just got the division winners. I think out of the East, the Bills. I think that's pretty obvious. Out of the West, I got the Chargers, but it's close for me. Out of the North, I got the Ravens. I think that they're going to have a really good year this year. And they also had such a good draft. And then I got the Colts out of the South.
Mm-hmm.
Then my wild cards, I got the Chiefs, Bengals, and Broncos. I really, really wanted to put the Raiders in here because I do think they're going to be a good team. There's just not space.
It'd be so hard to get 4.
That'd be
in
insane.
That'd be crazy.
I don't. Other picks could be like the Dolphins. I don't really believe in the Dolphins. I don't really believe in the Patriots to be better than any of these. So, yeah, I feel pretty good about these 7 teams. The only one I don't feel good about leaving out is the Raiders.
Mm-hmm. For me...
And maybe the Browns.
Maybe the Browns.
But with Watson out, it's going to be tough. It's
going to be really tough.
Yeah, we'll see.
For me, I got the Bills at number 1 seed. I really wanted to put Chargers at number 1 seed, but I ended up putting them at 2. I really love the Chargers.
They're your Super Bowl pick.
I've said that multiple times, Chargers. And then they're also going to be facing the Giants. So I'm just kidding. Giants making that 7 seed Super Bowl run. And then at number 3, I got the Colts. And then number 4, I got the Bengals. 5, I got the Chiefs. 6, I got the Broncos. And then 7, I got the Steelers slipping in. I really like their defense is really good. Very strong point of their team. I think TJ Watt is really... I feel like he is probably really close to Aaron Donald. I think some people kind of disagree with me on that, but I think he's really close. I think he's such a difference maker, especially for the Steelers. Like, he's like the heart of that defense. And I don't know. I think Kenny Pickett's going to be pretty good. They have, Deontay Johnson, which I'm not really a fan of, but I am a fan of George Pickens.
How could you
George
not be?
Pickens and
He's awesome.
Najee Harris.
Yeah.
And it's a really young team, which has really good potential, but I don't know. Then, finally, do we even need to do the card? I already lost, so, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
We don't need to do a card.
Yeah, okay.
Into What's Your Wager?
Yep.
This is probably my favorite game that we do.
You still lost last year.
That's not true.
If we counted it.
That can't be true.
I'll put it back up here. I'll put the score up from last year up here. And then if I won, then I'll be right. And then if you lost, then... Or if you won, then
It'd be like the only game I've ever lost here.
But
anyway, if you forgot the rules, little refresher, because I know I needed it. We pick our locks for the week in the NFL. And you get 1 point for every game you get correctly. Unless you get one wrong, then you get nothing. And then there's a wager game. We pick one game every week. And then you can just pick a team and wager 1 to 5 points on them.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, if they win, you get them. If not, you don't. So the wager game...
If you lose the wager game, then you lose those points. So it's like if you bet... It's like betting.
Oh, right.
So
Negative.
you bet 3 points, and then you lose those points.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, and the wager game this week is Bills-Rams, which is the first game of the season. So all makes sense. Mm-hmm. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. All right, so for the wager game of the week pick, I picked the Rams. I picked 3 points. This could be a really close one. I think the Bills are the easy choice, but I think the Rams are going to slide it in and get the win. So I wagered 3 points on that. And then just to compensate, I did pick 3 picks. So if I get all those right and lose the wager game, then I'll be at 0, which is better than being negative. So for that, I picked the 49ers over the Bears. I think that was a pretty easy lock for me. I picked the Broncos over the Seahawks. If the Seahawks win that game...
There's no way.
There's no way.
There's no way.
And the Chiefs over the Cardinals. I think these are very safe picks, so I went with those.
I went with 4, or I guess first wager game, I picked the Bills just to be on the opposite side. That's really my reasoning. I went with 3 points as well. And I picked 4 locks. I also have the 49ers over the Bears. I also have the Broncos over the Seahawks. I'm taking the Ravens over the Jets. And then the Titans over your Giants. I feel very, very good about all 4 of those.
Watch the Giants clutch up because I'm wearing a Giants jersey, and then you're going to be negative points. Or just, I don't know.
That would suck.
You're going to lose all this week.
That would suck.
Be great. So now it's the end of the episode. So time.
Let's go.
Time to spin the wheel.
I'm going to spin it.
Let me move this.
Ready?
I'm spinning it.
Why?
Because it's my loss.
But I wanted to spin. All right, fine.
Yeah, you have to lose to spin it. Maybe I'll encourage you to... Punched. Okay.
Punched. Let's go.
What hand do you want?
Right.
Right? This is the right hand. Okay.
I really set the precedent for how this will be the next few weeks.
All right. I don't know how we're gonna do this. Do you want to like stand in front? Like, do you want to
Yep,
stand up
you
here?
can
or
just
do I
sit there.
Shit my. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know how hard to go. I don't want to be like a jerk, but.
Yeah, like you said, send the precedent.
Ready?
Okay.
All right.
I mean that wasn't that bad.
Not too bad.
It could have been shock takedown. That would have been rough. I don't know. I felt like that one was a little scary. I think you could have went harder.
I could have.
To be honest.
I could have.
Yeah. I was gonna go full speed if you sent it, but I didn't want to say that beforehand.
Fair
so.
enough. Well,
Man,
it's fine. I'll just win next week and do it again.
when we get our guest on, this is gonna be
Are
fun.
we doing this on the stuff one too?
Yeah.
Sports trivia or
No, it's just those games.
different game?
Yeah,
Cool.
different games. It should be fun. But
All right.
yeah, that is the end of the episode. Yeah, make sure to tune in next week, or not next week, on Friday when we do our Steph episode. Should be a fun one. Just gonna do random things. I wanted to talk about Big Sean on there, so that's a good thing.
Big
He just
Sean.
dropped Big Sean. What?
Oh, I didn't know he dropped.
Yeah, he just
I know
dropped.
who he is. I just didn't
He
know
just
he
dropped today. I thought you said who's Big Sean.
No,
I'm like,
no.
what? Okay. And then, yeah. Then after that, on the next Monday or next Wednesday, I guess we'll have a guest. So should be a good episode. Should be really fun. We already have it planned out, like pretty solid. So there's that. And yeah, make sure to follow us on all of our social medias. Sports and Stuff Show on everything except for Twitter. And yeah, I think that's.
Dang, what happened there?
I know. I was like, dude, I don't know. I was losing my breath. But yeah, make sure to follow us on all of our social media accounts, Sports and Stuff Show and SNS_show on Twitter. And yeah, thank you. And we'll see you next one. Peace.